Hello and happy Wednesday. I'm Colleen, and today we are talking about hiring dental staff in the Washington, D.C. area. So, if you are a practice owner, office manager with a dental practice in the Washington, D.C. area, and you're not really sure whether you want to hire for permanent roles or temporary roles, dental hygienists and dental assistants, then Princess Dental Staffing has put together a guide to kind of help you in making that decision as to whether a permanent hire or a temporary hire is going to be the best fit for your practice and your needs, right? So, what we're going to be doing today is going over kind of the benefits of hiring permanent roles, temporary roles, and some things to consider when you are deciding whether you want to fill a temporary or permanent role. So that's what we're going to be going over today. But of course, before we dive too deeply into that, just want to talk for a moment about Princess Dental Staffing. They are a dental job board and they have positions available for dental receptionists, dental assistants, dental hygienists, dentists, and other dental roles in a variety of areas, Washington, D.C., and other areas as well all over the U.S. We're talking full-time and part-time positions, temporary and permanent roles available. So if you are a job seeker, visit princessdentalstaffing.com and you can see what positions are available in your area. It's also super easy to create a profile and get your information in front of hiring managers and decision makers. If you are a hiring manager or decision maker, princessdentalstaffing.com has a lot of really great information and resources, FAQs about the process, super easy to get started. And their contact information is available as well on their website, phone number, email address, and chat is available as well if you need any other assistance, help, or have any questions, okay? Also on princessdentalstaffing.com, you can check out their blog, which covers a lot of the same topics that we cover in these streams. Speaking of these streams, each week, Princess Dental Staffing is bringing you a new topic covering your career in the dental industry. Okay, so if you don't want to miss out on future streams, be sure to follow our page or subscribe to our channel. If you like the content we're bringing you, do drop us a like. And if you have anything to add to the conversation, thoughts, insights, questions about the content that we're bringing you or about the dental industry as a whole, be sure to comment below. Okay, so let's get started. So if you are a practice owner, office manager with a dental office in the DC area, you may be thinking, is hiring a dental temp the solution you need? Or would you be better off with a permanent placement, which might be better for the long-term, which might be a better long-term solution for your DC dental office, right? So if you're kind of considering that, we're going to break down each approach to help you find the right staffing strategy for your dental office. So let's start with the benefits of permanent dental hiring in DC, okay? So hiring permanent staff can offer long-term value in a lot of different ways. First, when it comes to loyalty and trust, permanent dental employees are more likely to be invested in the overall success of the practice and your patients as they create long-lasting relationships with your patients and with your team as well. Permanent dental employees can also be a really great long-term investment, right? Because it is an investment. You are investing in your employees, okay? And a permanent role is a potential long-term investment. And while the upfront investment may be higher, right? Because whether you realize it or not, your employees are investments. And when it comes to permanent employees, you're investing a lot more time, effort, energy, and money up front. But long-term staff reduce training costs over time. So while you're putting more upfront at the beginning, you tend to spend less over time. Okay, so it's a really good long-term investment. Okay. Additionally, when it comes to permanent employees, employee retention is also a big consideration, right? A core team helps the practice run smoothly due to their knowledge of the practice and their ability to adapt more easily to stressful situations, right? Because the longer they're with you, the more easier it is for them to navigate operations and also, when you run into those inevitable stressful situations, they know how to better handle it, right? Because they have all the resources available. Okay. Hiring permanent dental staffing can also increase stability, right? Because permanent staff know your systems, your patients, your workflow, and that just helps the office run more smoothly without a lot of kinks in the process, right? And finally, you can look forward to improved patient relationships, right? Patients notice when they see the same familiar faces in the office, okay? And this is a key factor in patient retention. Okay. In fact, the American Dental Association, the ADA, found that practices with stable staffing see 23% higher patient retention, right? So that is definitely uh, a significant number when it comes to patient relationships and patient retention. Okay, so those are the benefits of permanent staffing, like permanent hiring for your DC dental office. So let's get into some of the benefits of temporary dental staffing. Okay, so even though permanent staffing is very, very beneficial, as we can see, when unexpected things happen, temps can be the heroes that you really need to step in and take care of the things that you need taken care of. Okay, there are several different situations where you might find that you need a temporary employee. For example, if another employee, like a permanent employee, calls out sick, is on extended leave, like maternity leave, or maybe goes on vacation, maybe they're on an extended sabbatical for some reason, you may want a temporary employee. Temporary employees can also support during hiring gaps while finding a permanent placement. If your office has a full schedule, okay, that may mean hiring extra help temporarily or last minute in order for your current permanent team to not get too overwhelmed with everything that's going on, and you can still service your patients the way that they deserve to be serviced, right? Another situation where you may need a temp hire, maybe you want the flexibility of trying before you hire, right? You want to see how this person actually works within your permanent team and within your office, right? To see if they kind of align with your office's values and if they can kind of work with your current team. Okay, so you can kind of use temporary services as like working interviews, right? And finally, you may find yourself in need of a temp hire because you need quick access to dental professionals and networking to help you find the perfect fit. Okay, so those are some of the situations where you may find that, and that list is not exhaustive, obviously, but those are some of the situations where you may find that you need to have a temp hire, right? Hire a temporary dental professional. Okay, so let's talk about why hiring a dental temp in the Washington, D.C. area makes strategic sense. Okay, so these are some of the pros, some of the benefits of hiring a temporary employee. Because dental temp help isn't just helpful when an employee calls out, it can also be very, very strategic in terms of your hiring strategy, right? Your hiring methodology and framework, okay? Excuse me. So first on our list, seasonal surge help. So this is really common in the months between October and February, right? More patient volume means that you need extra support. So using staffing services to boost production by adding extra hands to support your team. Okay, this can really help. Again, it can stave off that sort of burnout and overwhelm for your permanent team, and it can help ensure that your patients continue to receive the high quality care to which they have become accustomed. Okay, and this can look like hiring support for non-production help while allowing your core team to lead the day. Okay, that's what that can kind of look like. Okay, another benefit to hiring temps, sudden callouts, right? Definitely want a temporary hire for a sudden callout. Temp services can help keep your schedule on track and prevent having to reschedule patients or your patient care quality having to suffer, right? Hiring a temporary employee also allows you some really great flexibility. You can only hire help when you need it, and temp hiring gets you access to vetted dental candidates, right? So staffing companies provide reliable, qualified professionals that can step in and that can adapt to situations and that can just kind of hit the ground running and really help you get where you need to go, right? And finally, another benefit to hiring temp is that benefits or costs for short-term employee services tend to be lower, right? Temps are typically 1099 employees, not W-2 employees, right? So it can be a low-cost solution to help bridge a temporary issue, okay? So those are some of the benefits to hiring a temporary employee. So what do you need to know as a dental practice owner, office manager in the DC area? What do you need to know before you hire? Knowing your expectations for hiring can make or break the hiring experience for everyone involved, okay? Clarifying your needs up front avoids mismatched relationships. So here are some questions to consider before hiring your dental DC candidate, okay? Are you looking for temporary or permanent coverage? And again, we gave you some considerations and benefits to kind of think about before you make the decision whether you want to fill this position with a temp hire or with a permanent hire, right? 1099 or W-2. What specific tasks are you hiring for, right? What is this person expected to do? What experience level is appropriate for the position that you're hiring for, right? Are you willing to hire a brand new entry-level dental assistant and kind of teach them the ropes and kind of work with them and get their skill set up to where it needs to be in order to properly service your patients? Or would you like someone who is a little bit more experienced to just kind of step in, take the reins and, and go with it, right? Will the role support production or handle back office operations? Another question you want to consider. And finally, and this one may be the most important one, what is your overall hiring budget, right? Because that's really going to kind of help you determine what you can do, okay? And where you may need to make some compromises, right? So asking these questions before hiring will help set your practice and your new hire up for success, okay? All right, so those are some of the questions you need to ask yourself. So let's talk about choosing the right staffing model, right? The staffing framework, the staffing workflow that works best for your dental office in the DC area. So there's no perfect answer when it comes to hiring, right? Because each office has its kind of own individual needs, but there is a right strategy for your practice, your team, and your patients, okay? This really isn't a one-size-fits-all thing, so that you're definitely going to want to take some time to think about and consider the specific needs of your practice and what's going to better fit, right? So choosing between permanent and temporary staffing depends on your office's current needs and long-term goals and short-term goals as well. Okay, so here's some things you definitely want to research and kind of think about. First of all, you want to evaluate your daily needs in the office, right? What is impacting your schedule or your team performance? Those are some things you're definitely going to want to consider. You also want to use working interviews wisely, right? Temp to perm strategies give you time to assess the perfect fit for your dental practice, right? And that is, again, that's one of the benefits of hiring a temp employee, because you kind of get to buy or try before you hire, right? Now, something else to consider, bringing an extra hand on busy days to support your core team and maintain quality patient care may be a consideration as well. Again, that's going to depend on like time of year or what your natural kind of office flow is. You definitely want to help your permanent team avoid that burnout, right? So that might mean hiring another permanent employee or just hiring a temporary one. It really kind of depends. Okay. You want to make sure you're planning ahead for absences. So don't let one absence derail your entire day, your entire patient flow, right? So partnering with a staffing agency gives you quick access to vetted professionals in the dental industry, whether you've decided to hire a permanent or a temporary role. If it's just a short absence, it may just be a temporary role, right? And finally, you'll definitely want to align staffing with your growth goals, right? So you definitely want to think about your practice's growth goals, short-term and long-term. And that can help you ensure that your staffing plan scales with the practice's projected growth or the growth that you hope to see, right? Alrighty. So those are the considerations when it comes to, hiring permanent versus temporary roles within your DC dental practice, okay? And the other thing I'm going to leave you with, and the other thing I want you to kind of think about, or really the thing I kind of want you to avoid, really, is don't let staffing delays cost you patients, right? Because no matter which one you choose, you want to make sure that you are selecting a temporary or a permanent hire that is in alignment with what you need right now and what you're going to need in the future. So if your schedule is booked, but you are short on help, now is the time to act. Princess Dental Staffing gives you fast, reliable access to dental professionals across Washington, D.C. Princess Dental Staffing, they staff smarter. So your practice runs smoother, and you don't have to put in nearly as much effort in order to get the results that you want and that you need, right? So create your employer profile today. You are just one click away from finding the perfect candidate for your practice when the time comes. Okay, again, that website is princessdentalstaffing.com. Okay. Alrighty, that will do it for me today, everyone. Hope you found this stream informative. We will be back next week with a new topic covering your career in the dental industry. Until then, I hope you have a great week. Have a great weekend. Continue